Hey guys, so a couple days ago I went to, of all places, the drive-in and saw a double feature. I stayed for two movies. The drive-ins, I have like a couple drive-ins near me, and they just opened this past weekend. So it's like, oh, what the hell? I like to go to support drive-ins when I can, and plus it's cheaper to go to the drive-in than to go to the movie theaters. Uh, that's I wish I probably would go to driving all year long if I could, but I live in Ohio, so that ain't gonna happen because it's get negative degree snow weather half the damn time. But anyways, before I get to talking about anything, a couple things I want to talk about, and one of them is I hope everybody had a good Easter. I'm recording this like midnight post Easter. And two, I just want to send a special message. I live in Ohio, and I live about an hour from Cleveland. And I don't know if people watching this have not seen anything on Facebook or not, or been following anything. I'm surprised this isn't getting national news, but there's been a crazy shooter around Cleveland right now. Still on the fucking loose. Been for almost for like fucking 12 hours. I hope they catch the bastard. Piece of shit. I don't even want to talk about him. I'm not going to say his name because he can go fuck himself. Hope he just. But my heart goes out to Cleveland. Love you. One of my favorite cities out there. I love going to Cleveland all the time. I hope this guy gets brought to justice. Yada yada yada. But anyways, first movie I saw was the new Fast and Furious movie, The Fate of the Furious. I have said this multiple times. I've reviewed the last couple Fast and Furious movies on this series. I've said that I've really enjoyed the Fast and Furious films. They've always been like a guilty pleasure series for me. And in that, like, yeah, it features a lot of stuff that annoys me about other films, but I've always enjoyed these films no matter what. I've always just they've never been boring to me. Like, I never get bored with these films. I'm always there every time there's a new one. I love this series, and this one looked just like all the other ones, just as ridiculous, just as preposterous, just as fun. I was like, you know what? I'm all sold on it. It's like, and you know, it's got Charlize Theron, and it's still got Jason Statham. It's got The Rock. It's got all these great fucking actors in it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sold. And yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I liked it about as much as I did all the other ones. There are things that kind of did annoy me here or there, but I still had a blast watching this movie. Like all the other ones, I had a lot of fun watching these things. This movie, this movie is like all the other ones, freaking ridiculous. The most insane scene, like, I swear, I find it hilarious. I was thinking while watching this movie how hilarious it is that this movie started off as, like, first off, the fact that this franchise made 8 movies is freaking crazy. They made 8 movies out of this franchise. I can't believe that. And also how this series started from being like a movie about street drag racing, and then developed into like them working for the CIA and shit like that, and being like stopping nuclear weapons and stopping Russian submarines and shit like that. What? Like, that is freaking crazy. Like, that it's transitioned all the way from like being a drag racing movie to this. This movie, like every movie in this franchise, I swear, tries to top the other on how ridiculous can these movies get. And this movie has a lot of ridiculous moments, including the the two that were just were insane were the opening where Vin Diesel literally drives a car on fire, drag races a car on fire backwards for the Strait of Cuba, and still wins. And yeah, that fucking happens. It's probably more insane than I make it sound like it, but trust me, when you see it, like, really. And that scene in New York City where Charlize Theron basically hacks into all these fucking cars and just has all these cars in New York City that are easily hacked, basically trying to mow down Vin Diesel, or not Vin Diesel, this Russian ambassador or something like that. It's fucking insane. That whole scene is insane. It's like, it literally looks like some of the CGI looks like in that scene looks like its best way to describe is like the cars look like the zombies in fucking World War Z, and I like how they're how they're running into each other. It's fucking hilarious. The movie is like, the cast in this movie is great. I've always said about this, the weird thing about this franchise is that while it's ridiculous and stupid and, you know, all that stuff, like I've said a million times before, I still kind of give a shit about these characters. I probably wouldn't be as invested if I didn't give a shit about most of these characters. Like, I still can get behind Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez's relationship in this movie. You know, well, Michelle Rodriguez is basically trying to find out what's going on with Vin Diesel and why he's turned on them and everything else. And Vin Diesel, I'll give him a lot of credit. He is pretty good. Like, his acting is not that bad in this film, and I never thought he was a bad actor. And he has scenes where he has to, you know, show his acting chops a little bit, and he's fine in them. As far as like the twist, I won't give it away of why he's doing what he's doing, why he turned on his team and joined Charlize Theron. It was one of those. It involves a character that was so minor in the previous films that as soon as that character popped up, I went, "Who is that again?" Like, I've watched all these goddamn films and I had to think back to like who the fuck that character was. But then I thought, I was like, "Oh, okay, I remember now." I was like, "Okay, yeah." They were kind of an important character in one of the movies, but it's like, I said, Charlize Theron's great, a great addition. Although some of her lines in this movie are fucking hokey as hell. That was one of the problems I have with this movie, where that scene that I was talking about where she hacks into all those cars in New York City, and like, her dialogue is hokey as shit in that, and she's delivering nothing but like one-liners, and that's it. That's like her dialogue throughout that whole scene. Like, she wrecks like a bunch of cars for like a store window, and it says, "Well, I hope that was under warranty." And then like she starts having like cars that are parked in a parking garage, like go flying out of the parking garage and landing, like, or they're basically high up in the parking garage, and so they're like basically flying down onto the streets and stuff like that. She said, "Let's make it rain." I was like, come on. Like, I was like, Jesus. Like, she can play a bitch very well. I'll say that right now. Like, she can play a psychotic bitch very well, and she does a good job in this. When she's not delivering hokey lines and she's giving lines that seem like a normal person would fucking say, she is great in this. Although at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of hokey lines of dialogue throughout this whole thing, and there's been hokey lines of dialogue throughout the whole franchise, so I don't get pissed about it because it's kind of a thing with this film. So this is film series. So whatever. I love the dial. I love the banter between The Rock and Jason Statham in this. That was one of the best things about this whole movie. They actually give a good reason. Like, I remember watching the trailers, like, why the fuck would they have Jason Statham join their group? That makes no sense. They kind of give a good reason. They do address that, so I will give them props on that. Basically, it's not really getting the spoilers, but they say, they're trying to track down Dom, or Vin Diesel's character, and they decide to have the two people that were successful in tracking Dom down the most, and Jason Statham and The Rock's character join the group. That kind of makes sense, I guess. Fuck it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That works for me. Like I said, I could watch a whole movie with those two in it. They're fucking hilarious. Their banter back and forth is great. As out of like the whole group, it's probably the best stuff in this whole movie. I can watch. They need to just make a Fast and Furious movie with those two, or just make a spin-off movie. I don't care. That would be amazing. The Rock. It's two of my favorite people ever. Statham and The Rock, and yeah. Also, I forgot, and this might be getting the spoilers for people that don't know. I forgot that Helen Mirren was in this thing. Yeah, Helen Mirren is in Fast and Furious. Wow, I never saw that. But like, that's something that, like I said, I knew she was casted a long time ago, but I completely forgot about it. So when she pops up in this movie, I went, Helen Mirren's in this fucking thing. Like, that was I was like, how the hell did they get Helen Mirren for this? Like, this series has like progressed so rapidly to the point that now they got Helen Mirren in these films, and she's in this movie for like maybe about 10 minutes of that. And she's great in the scene. She says fuck. Like, there's a scene, first line of dialogue, she's saying the word fuck. And hearing Helen Mirren say the word fuck never gets old. It's hilarious. Of course, because it's PG-13, they can get away with saying the word fuck at least once. I think that's like the rule. Yeah, she's great in what she's in it. I like, at first it's like, you're not clear as to what her role in this movie is, but then like as the movie progressed, I kind of figured that out pretty quickly. Like it's kind of telegraphed. Also, there's a great scene with Jason Statham and the baby. That scene, Jason Statham and the baby, and the set to Alvin and the Chipmunks was hilarious. That scene was something I've never seen done before in a fucking action movie. I don't want to give it away, so that's all I'm going to say. It's Jason Statham in an action scene beating up a bunch of guys while carrying a baby and also listening to Alvin and Chipmunks. I shit you not, that's something that happens in this movie. Also, this movie might have a new have invented a new nuking the fridge moment. And the fact that this movie taught me, if there's anything this movie taught me, it is that if there's a fireball coming towards you, all you have to do, and you're standing in the middle of nowhere and this fireball is just coming towards you, all you have to do is have a bunch of cars surround you and the fireball will not hit you. That's what happens in this movie. I was like, that's not how that works. And this is like shortly after they're being chased by a submarine, and that was where I had my breaking point. That was kind of hilarious for me. I'm like, whatever. I recommend this movie. If you can't figure it out, I recommend this movie. I had a lot of fun. It's an enjoyable sit. I also really enjoyed the Paul Walker tribute at the end. It was very subtle but very nice. I liked that a lot. I also for all the people out there that are worried to see this movie because they think they got this movie spoiled on Facebook, because there was a rumor flying around that something happens or a certain character dies at the end of this movie. I'm just here to tell you that does not happen. Don't worry, it does not happen. I was told that, and I'm like, and I at first I was even like, I think they're making a few more of these movies, and if that character dies, then yeah, there's no way to be making any more of these. Apparently, they're gonna make all the way up to 10. That's insane. So yeah, I don't know. They didn't. I was like, the movie ended. I'm like, is there gonna be a sequel? Because there was like no post-credit scene. Paul Walker's character is still alive in this universe. He's just retired. That's how they wrote him off. They reference him at one point saying that maybe they should call Brian when Dom is doing all this stuff, but they just know he's retired and we don't want to get him involved in this. Luckily they didn't, because then we probably would have weird fucking Uncanny Valley CGI Paul Walker in it. That thank God we didn't. I'm thankful for that. Yeah, like I said, I recommend this movie. I still think they probably should have ended the fucking series after this last movie, but that's just me. Because once one of your main character dies in real life, one of your main actors die in real life, maybe it's a good time to maybe call it quits. But whatever. It was a fine film. As I did get one new trailer. I'll give this about the drive-in. They started the movie pretty much right on time, which was awesome, which is something that never happens at the movie theater ever. But I got the new trailer for the new Mummy movie with Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise in a mummy movie. That's all I could say about it. It's like, and he's being harassed by a woman mummy this time. I don't know. It looks fine. It looks fine. I love Tom Cruise. It looks fine. That's all I can say about it. That's as far as trailers go. I'll be back here in a few minutes with the review from the other movie I saw at the drive-in.